let's use the priority that we get from mid and bottom lane. This bot lane with a Corki and a Leona should be able to win, even with the Braum matchup there. This bot lane, that's that early dragon that we were just mentioning, and they still have a reasonable amount of time to reset the map, look for other sides of the map, and especially now, Chris not having, or Xiaohu still not having that flash. I expect that that'll be something that we are looking for from JDG's perspective to try to punish. Scout now having access to that ultimate, and we've got Grubs in 2 minutes.
Should be able to finish this one off with one more auto and the smite. Should be able to either recall or flag and drag out if danger does present itself. Or
able to break one of these lanes. Shun is covering on mid. This bottom lane, again, Light still hasn't recalled yet. This is really problematic for Weibo's early game.
Well, Shockwave lands on Zhao, who, remember, he doesn't have any flash, and Shun comes in to pick up first blood for JDG. Tian arrives, but it is all too late. The entirety of the season. It's been inconsistent at best, but so far they are delivering with the Grubs about to spawn. Weibo actually sending all 5 up here to the top side of the map, and they're going to find out Zhuo, who the Tivers will land on top of, and one more rocket from Light is going to seal the deal. So an overload for Weibo working for them so far.
Pace?
But now Pace is transcended, but running into a 1v3. Going to be very dangerous for him to enter that position with the Grubs already being started up. Zhaoshu forces Tian to W away with 2 Grubs still remaining. One of them already claimed by the side of Weibo Gaming. The second one will go over to the Cassante, and he's now stuck inside the pit as Xiaohu and Crisp are trying to chase the Jarvan away. And outside of the river, a smite does not exist on either side. It will be a flip for that third and crucial Grub. All out goes in, on to Breathe. We're getting a crazy team fight at 8 minutes into the game. It's going to be the Corki to claim that second Grub, but now Weibo are trapped. They have to try to find some way to escape, but it will not happen for Breathe. Flag and Drag connects, and it'll be 2-1 to JDG to start off this game, making it a 2-0 lead in the Drake department.
See, Weibo used a numbers advantage to get them in position for the Grubs. With Xiaohu no longer anywhere near that play, they're saying, okay, guys, let's just cut our losses. Let's go across the map.
Yeah, did not have a good time against anyone's legend in that lower semis, but it is easy to forget that they did take BLG, the eventual champions, to 5 games, something that only top esports also were able to do. So interesting things to note. That the peaks of this team certainly are there.
I'm going to use the Unsealed Spellbook Teleport. That is Smite from Tien. Should be up in about 10 seconds. As you can see, it is a rather fast cooldown. Must have had an extra charge. Sion's going to pack up this bottom wave.
Ooh,
oh, wait a minute.
Glacial Fissure into the 2-man Shockwave, and Tien's already down to half HP. Cataclysm comes out, and the Flag and Drag's going to knock up Light, but the Solar Flare will not find its mark, as Tien will be able to survive for now. Light flashes into the pit, and will be in some danger until he has his Valkyrie cooldown available. Doesn't have it yet, and the Rift Herald will be the one to take him down. It's 2-1 in favor of JD Gaming, and they're going to look for even more. Pace dashes forward and will pick himself up a triple kill. It's an absolute wipe for JD in the topside river. They get 4 with Xiaohu on the run.
Very short timers here. Weibo do not have enough damage to be able to play against their opponents, and it starts with Tien getting caught out. Great turnaround coming in from JD Gaming.
Now 3-0-1 on the Yunara. 2 completed items before Light has even finished his second or any completed boots onto the Corki. So big win here for JDG. They're going to try to break open this mid-tier 1 as well. Should be able to do so successfully. Let's see if they go for another charge.
They can. I mean, Dragon's still up. They might be a little bit afraid just because there is a Leona. There's a single ward that is stopping Weibo from, or stopping JDG from immediately getting spotted, but now there's a control.
And now Pays gets to fire in onto Breathe a little bit as well. The dissonance gets to slow down Crisp, and it's a 5,000 gold lead, remember, and that just means it'll be all too easy for JD Gaming. A 3-man Shockwave already has connected, and the Cataclysm will find 2 more. It is going to be another wipe in the mid lane as JD Gaming get themselves an ace for 1 with the Dragon on the menu afterwards.
Xiaoshu, hell, him by himself, he is walking forward into this team. Who is going to kill this Cassante at this time? Now JDG at 19 minutes are going to find themselves on Soul Point 11-2.
JD Gaming, especially recently, they can be at this level. Of course, that matchup against Invictus Gaming could get even more interesting, but still a lot more League of Legends to go. As the Otacon has been started up by JD Gaming, Xiaoshu is going to be forced out. As Weibo go for the collapse here. The Unstoppable Onslaught's going to connect, and that is a big shutdown given over to Light. However, it will come at the Otacon going down. With JDG now fighting a 5v4, but with a lot of crucial cooldowns already off the table for Weibo, they should be able to get out safely. Off in the playoffs, it was Scout who ended up winning the series, but we saw some good stuff from Xiaohu. A pure outclassing, at least at this point, and some serious answers questions I should say, are going to have to be answered on Weibo's side if this is how the mid lane matchup is going to continue to look. As I say that, Pei's going to be forced to pop the cleanse as Xiaohu throws Tibbers on top of him. Seems like the rest of JDG should be able to box out Weibo for as long as they would like. But the go button has to be pressed at some point. When will Breathe pop the ulti? It is still Xiaoshu and Shun face tanking to their heart's content. The Dragon's at 5,000 HP. They got to get in there soon, or else the soul will be delivered. All out in for Xiaoshu. In goes the Jarvan, but it will be Tian securing the Dragon and preventing that soul from going over. But the fight is still going to come in with Shun landing that Cataclysm onto 2. But there's not a lot of follow-up just yet. Xiaoshu going to single out Light once more. And everybody on Weibo will drop like flies. Only Crisp remains. As Shun going to be the one to close the gap and feed a kill over to his AD carry. A double for the Unara. And JDG find themselves in the race.
Small iframe, essentially. And that's what stopped JDG from being able to secure this soul outright. They couldn't push Tian out of the pit. He gets in, steals it, but it is a Pyrrhic victory. You are now going to be down 10,000 gold at 26 minutes. It doesn't matter that you stole away the Dragon's soul. You're now going to have a Baron that you're going to have to deal with for the next 2 minutes. And there is no waves for you to be able to really play on. Your jungle camps are getting contested. Like a fight where Weibo not only needed to win the Dragon Smite fight, but they also needed to win the fight itself. And they didn't do, they only got one half of that equation. So we'll see what JDG can do. There's not great wave clear coming in from Weibo. They're going to play on 2 lanes, let Cassante sit in mid. I think Weibo very smartly know that these outer turrets don't really matter in the grand scheme of the game if they want to try to go late. Let's get an objective bounty for ourselves on the bottom side and get Xiaohu at least a little bit of gold. Maybe he finishes a second item.
But JDG beautifully playing around 2 lanes, having those waves crash at just the exact same time. The inhibitor towers in both mid and top lane under fire, sure to go down. And Weibo once again have to make a pretty tough decision as to where they want to try to have their last stand. The inhibitor tower already taken, the inhibitor in the mid also down. Cleanse onto Pei's, and he just eliminates Xiaohu at the blink of an eye. That is the mid laner for Weibo, already down. Crisp going in. It's already a 4v5 though, and that is not going to be a good sign for the team that's already down 12,000 gold. Tian dashes forward, won't be able to find a single kill with Xiaoshu still standing. Shun flagging Dragon forward, and another race picked up. Where has this JDG team been all year long? It doesn't matter as they have finally arrived to the regional finals and put up a clinic over Weibo in game 1.
If they fall behind early, and for JDG, I think it is very easy for them to delete minion waves super quickly. You have an Aurora and a Sivir. Minion waves are not going to be a problem. Getting priority in lanes is not going to be an issue. Surprise if you haven't been watching LPL so far that Scout is performing at this level, and I think for me that we're seeing Xiaohu in this form. It's been a while since we've gotten this from him.
Well, speaking of some aggression up at the top side, Xiaoshu going to be in a lot of trouble. He was trying his best to crash that wave in, but he had no hope of doing so. Going to just go down to first blood, feed a kill over to the Zed. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Pei's and Zhuo.
Instead of even going and picking up the wave, they're just going to give all of this solo over to Light. What is the lane swap situation going to look like? Are we going to continue to go back into these lanes?
Chris getting spotted out. He still has his flash available. He's going to have to use it, but the pillar from Shun is beautiful now. He'll match with the summoner spell of his own. One more auto attack is going to finish the job. And now Xiaoshu getting some trouble as well. Zhao has to flash away. Will be able to survive at least for a moment, but now Tian has to use that shadow to escape. Zhuo flashes over, and the weirding from Scout will make it 2-1 JDG. Threshold first, and you know, Tian's going to be able to try to grab some of this wave, but he's going to be in some trouble underneath his own tier 1. Shun jumps in. Probably just force a little bit of damage back down. Xiaohu trying to desperately get closer to 6. He dashes forward, and he's going to at least make it a 1-for-1 with each mid laner picking up a respective kill.
Over to the opponent mid laner, and that's going to help alleviate some of the trading pressure here from Scout. Early Grub's going over, but it is on Vision, so it's only going to be 1 here for Weibo.
JDG should be able to clean up the rest. Hey, the fact that they get 1, even at this point, with how the game state currently is positioned, is at least a small win here for Weibo Gaming, with Zhuo still around at this top side of the map. Should be a very easy 2 grub picked up for JDG. An area that we have not talked too much about is the bottom lane so far. And that was our featured matchup going into this pre-show, going into this best of 5. And Pei's has just been the better AD carry at this point throughout the first 2 games, and we're seeing it again.
Objectives here, I gotta say, whatever the break was between JDG ending 4th in the season, and coming into tonight, it has done them well.
We're wondering if that could exist maybe for Waybo, who even had some more time than JDG to get right here for the regional finals, which they have found so much success in over the past 2 years. 3 and the healing going to keep him very much in a good position as Yahoo goes with the empowered Q, and those flashes were traded as you mentioned, and that means that Tian has a great opportunity to go forward with the death mark and get himself his 2nd kill of the game.
This is the problem with this matchup, is that if you cannot put Azir down sufficiently enough, this can end up happening where Azir lives throughout some of your burst and then opens up a window as we saw. So great job from Tian to get at least a bit of reprieve in this game. I love this coming in from JDG. We saw this in game number 1. If you have a mage on a side lane, and this goes for everybody at home, if you have a mage in a side lane, especially one that can't move very easily or gets trapped, just move. Just try to play to their side of the map, and with a Trundle with Trinity Force, they found an angle.
Xiaohu gonna get collapsed upon, but a nice Pop Blossom comes in from Chris to try to slow things down, but Scout will still jump forward and take down his opposing mid laner. Tian dashing in, does not have that ultimate, and doesn't want to use it just yet. The Between Worlds gonna find so much damage, and that's gonna be another kill picked up here for Pays. A double kill for the Sivir, and it's Breathe trapped in a 1v5 underneath his own tier 1, which falls before his eyes, and more kills go into the hands of JD Gaming. Only Light remains in the mid lane.
If this, we might just be done in 3. And then I had another 3 games after that. So I don't know. Scout's gonna use the ultimate to clear the wave.
Yeah, Between Worlds to try to get away from the Zeb. The Pop Blossom still
Tian!
The tower taking so much of a job, and it's going to be able to take down Tian, and Scout's going to live. Meanwhile, a dive in the mid lane is going to be a pretty good opportunity for Light to get something back as well. What is happening in this game? As 2 failed dives happen consecutively, one for JDG and one for Waybo.
Pays is probably dead, doesn't have flash anymore. Enemy team's also coming here to take him out. Why is Light stepping up? Light, you are very greedy, my brother. He gets the kill there. That's another shutdown going over to Waybo. It is Azir grabbing a top tier 1. This is as good as it's going to get, but Tian tanking too much turret shots. Maybe they thought that Nico clone was tanking or something like that. Gold ahead. And you need to keep that up, especially versus a Zed and an Azir.
We'll say getting Light those 2 kills on the Kai'Sa will be very important if Waybo want to have a chance to come back into this one. They're going to trade the 2nd dragon for this Rift Herald, which will result in not as good scaling here for Waybo, but another potential for them to get a little bit more on the map in these next couple.
We need to be getting our items in check here. So JDG now open up. It is 16 minutes, and they have 4 turrets and like carry you through these fights with their range and amazing team fight champions.
Tian is going to continue to be a nuisance in these side lanes, finding Xiaoshu here underneath the tier 1 that has been taken down. Should be an easy kill. Another shutdown picked up for Waybo, as they are doing a nice job at finding opportunities, which is why we're just continuing to wait and see. Is that Xiaohu going to arrive once again in 2025? Hasn't just yet, but still some opportunities. As I say that, Tian goes very aggressive for that blue buff and is going to be in some trouble. Chris is going to go down to the likes of Shun on the Trundle, but Light has still a good opportunity to issue some damage before Xiaoxu comes forward. It's a flash away from Breathe, and just a 1 for nothing. That comes at the cost of that blue buff going down.
All right, no flash for Breathe and for Tian. You got the flash out from Scout, though, as a trade, and the timer on that is 30 seconds before the Otacon. Oh, no, Troll, this is the worst time to get caught.
Gets caught out on a ward. Should be another kill coming over. That Plasma gonna do the deed as Light goes on a killing spree. And Waybo find another pick. Too far away to try to contest on a flank, at least for now. The Otacon's at 3,000 HP, but Tian's not even close at this point. They're still going to try to go for the flip, and he goes, but it's going to be secured by the Crocodile. And JDG have themselves the Otacon. Now they will collapse upon the Aatrox as Breathe is stuck in a 1v3, but Waybo has arrived. A Pop Blossom will land onto the Trundle, but Xiaoshu still gets the kill onto Chris. Hook lands onto the 80 carry, and Light is burned just like that. Xiaohu with the Emperor's Divide is only going to try to buy some time. It's already stuck in a 2v4, and JDG going to pick up another ace.
An Otacon going over, and 5 for 1. They focused all of their efforts to get rid of this Sivir.
But scooped out of the garbage bin from Group Nirvana headed into Split 3 are delivering here for these teams, trying to make it to each of their first international competitions, and they're doing a good job so far being just the solid role players here on this JD Gaming team.
Impressive game time coming on through for JDG, but they still need to be able to close out. Still 4 minutes here for Waybo to really turn this game around. I mean, Tien is getting very, very fed. We talked about Xiaohu and Light having very big timers. Duo's just dead.
Whoa,
All right, there he goes.
Hey, sometimes the Fnatic rush works. We have to give him that. As Light's gonna get fourth.
There's nothing else for them to do. Like, look where the mini waves are. Don't think Breathe is going to be able to grab this. You can see that multiple members of JDG are making their way down, and taking control of vision, so important. For right now, Weibo have all their vision on the top side. Breathe is...
Get out of there, bro.
Oh,
he's been spotted. Okay. Breathe's in some trouble. Thankfully, not going to result in many neutral objectives or anything. In fact, it actually could give Weibo an opportunity to push down the mid lane. They're going to get themselves at least that tier 1, pop that Sun Disc, and give Xiaohu on the run. Scout and Shun chasing him down. Another blast code could be big for him, and he will be able to use it. The Pillar is going to continue to slow him down. It seems like JDG still want the smoke. However, Scout's going to jump in straight to Tian's arms. Light goes forward, the Killer Instinct, and that will be the pop that allows for the Aurora to fall. However, Shun is still very tanky. Tien diving onto Paige, not able to find the damage just yet. Xiaohu almost is able to do it. He does get himself the double kill, but it will come at the cost of his support going down. Tien uses the Hex Gate to escape right as the Baron spawns, but JDG still get the net advantage 3 for 2.
Single ward here from JDG is going to spot them on this objective. Chris going to try and find a flank. I don't think this is a real contest coming in from JDG. We do not have the buttons, guys. We have Dragon in 30. Please.
Get Zhuo coming in with that Hex Gate. The Baron's already secured by Tian. And another kill goes over onto Shun. But here comes Scout coming back into the fight at full HP and trying to make some magic happen. But in goes Breathe. The Q3 finds 2. Light has a triple kill. And only Zhuo remain. Weibo finally find a fight on their own terms.
Grab it with the Demolish Prop. Grab the Dragon and give themselves even more time in this game. We should not be fighting that as JDG. We just used 2 buttons to try to force out Tien. He's able to jungle privilege himself back into this game. Now
Looking for one on the top side of the map. We see Scout not in a great position right now as Crisp already pulling the trigger. Landed that 3-man pop blossom, but there's not a ton of follow-up. Just enough to zone the rest of JDG away from that tier 2 tower. That is the only reward that Weibo seek. And they will now go on to the retreat with Scout arriving.
No flash here from Chris. That is not going to be available in time for the Dragon. They're going to see if they can chase Xiaohu out. He has no flash. And he just used... Oh,
out of mana too. He should just be dead. There is no reason for Weibo to try and save this Azir at this point.
Oh,
but
no.
Light is suddenly out of position as well. Why is he on this side of the map without the rest of his team? He's fighting a 1v2 against Xiaoshu and Jun, and that Pillar doing a whole lot of work. Light goes golden and only delays the inevitable. Shun gets the gold. And now Weibo going to try to find something on the backside of things here. Tien jumping forward with the Shadow. He has to go and find a kill onto Paze. The death mark's onto him, but it's not enough. Xiaohu gets the kill. And now it will be the Aatrox falling. A double kill in for the Renekton. And JDG are right back in front.
Waste JDG's Baron. They were not able to use this here.
We'll see. It looks like they do not want to continue to go forward. Just that tier 2. Might have to go towards this Dragon anyway. As Breathe has spotted out Zhuo on a flank already. Going to be forced out of things here.
What
as
is
they
Zhuo
do
doing?
not, they can't even use that Hex Gate. And the Nautilus is already down. Now it's 5v4 on the map for Weibo. And Breathe with the World Ender. It's so tanky on the front line. Xiaoshu, I should say, forced to pop that Dominus. And Weibo going to get another chance to deny the soul.
The support here for JDG just sold their team down the river.
In the series, and with the back coming through, it is going to be Weibo starting this Baron up.
All right, Zhuo's going to be on his way, Scout. Oh my god!
Paze takes the Hex Gate. Underneath is only going to be matched here by the Pop Blossom of Crisp, as the rest of Weibo are focusing their attention towards the Baron Nashor. It has not been taken out by anybody just yet. Light stuck in a 1v3. He's Zanya's away from the hook, but he's still going to end up going down. Big carry for Weibo out of the picture. And Paze somehow still alive. Xiaoshu flashes forward, takes down Crisp, and here comes JD Gaming. Xiaohu going to go down, and now it's Tien and Breathe on the run, and Paze on the wrong side of the map, but every side of the map is right. If your name is Paze and you're the AD carry of JDG, down goes Tien, and down goes Weibo. JDG have just secured match point.
That's going to be it. They're going to use this mid-wave to end the game here. A dance around the Baron for what felt like 8 minutes in a row. Finally, JDG are able to tussle. They catch out Crisp, and that's going to open up series point here so early on here tonight.
An unbelievable finish to that last team fight, a sequence around the Baron that seemingly lasted for ages. But it's JDG that ended up coming out on top. They stifled the comeback of Weibo and will go up 2-0 in the series.
Maybe 225 on Smolder at that time. You're going to have 2-item Rise, who's incredibly tanky. It'll take a long time for this JDG lineup to put down Weibo. So all he has to do is just staunch the bleeding, stop anything. There's not even really a dot.
Oh, Tien, beautifully executed dive. One more auto, gonna be necessary. Breathe will go down in a trade. It started off so well, but Xiaoshu able to dodge away just enough to make it a 1-for-1.
Gonna still be the plate being split there by Breathe and Tien. It's gonna be mostly a wave missed here by Xiaoshu. So experience going over to them. Can they get any real damage?
Newton's Law of League of Legends, reaction on one side, equal and opposite on the other. As Chris gonna get taken down by Pays, and a teleport's already been channeled here by Breathe to try to make things even. As JDG have the advantage for now.
The advantage and the win condition that we'd set up for JDG early on. Try to get yourself into a position where you can get the Dragons, and that has not been a problem, at least starting off the game. They've gotten themselves the Dragon Soul point in each one of these games here in this series. Some of the games have not been as clean with getting and finishing those objectives.
Yeah, right. You see Breathe giving a ton of hurt onto Pays, forcing that hero's entrance to come out. It means that the Yorick dies, but nice use of resources
top side.
come through from JDG, and that means a dive can happen onto Xiaoshu on the backside, I think. Xiao running into the bush to try to get some vision, going to take a whole chunk of damage. And now we'll see if this Mbessa can survive. She has a public execution, but is going to come at the hands of Tien, who lands another easy stun into the wall. Should be enough damage. That ultimate does not connect this time around. And they're going to wait for the tower to reset before finishing the job eventually. A well-executed dive will be finished off as Light gets the kill, but no, it comes at the cost of Crisp dying. Xiaoshu somehow making it a trade 2 times in a row. Looks like that's going to be the call. They should at least secure one, as they have been able to do for the past couple of games. Actually, JDG are not in the best position to set this up. They're happy to just give plates over to Xiaoshu, who has been punished a lot. So it is going to be a conscious effort by Weibo to at least secure the grubs, hoping that that means...
We know that we're adding dog AI into the game.
Well, you don't trust
Promise
AI.
it won't come back in. I know you shouldn't. But they can enter late here as JDG. You still have the Galio ultimate to join late.
It's a bold decision to have Weibo try to start this Dragon up, although getting one would be huge. Take a look at the flank. It is Scout able to taunt up 3 members of Weibo, but he takes a lot of his HP in response. Chris gets a knockup, but he's immediately taken down as teleports have come in from both top laners. Public decision lands onto Tien. It's going to be a big hero's entrance, but everybody on Weibo was able to flash away the health bars very much now on Weibo's side. Mom's already come out. Xiaohu able to get a lot of damage in with the overload, and here comes the Realm Warp, and in go Weibo, straight into the back line. Paige crashes in though. He gets a double kill. Looking for more as the lightning crash is still on cooldown and still unlocked here for the 80 carry of JDG. Overall, it's a 2-for-2 with nobody claiming the Drake.
Trying to get away from Breathe means that it's not a play here for JDG at the time, but they're going to get lots of kills on their 80 carry and at least a Dragon from the bottom lane.
The response will be the first turret of the game here for Weibo on the top side tier 1, but getting that second Dragon is crucial for JDG, especially because Weibo spent a lot of time trying to prevent that from happening. He's going to come essentially in a trade as Xiaoshu is here for free on that bottom side of the map. So the gold slightly still tilted towards JDG, but the big thing we have to talk about now, Pays 5-0 on the Zeri. You could talk Smolder scaling all you want. This Zeri's still going to be a huge issue in the late game.
He's close to second item. Whoa, Tien! That ultimate was useless, brother. Oh, lightning crash,
a lot of
cleanse
damage
from
though.
Pays,
With teleport coming in from Scout, Justice Punch lands onto 1, and Crisp able to escape alongside Light, and they chunk out Shun enough for the final tower shot to do the deed. It's a 1-for-0 in favor of Wave, but the public execution lands onto the Smolder, and Xiaoshu will take him down. Breathe finally arrived in the fight. It's the 4v4 now unlocked. Knockup lands here onto the Mbessa, but he flashed away here from that cage. Taunt lands onto 3, and here comes Paige, still untouched, finally eating the shovel, but a nice stun comes through from Zhuo to make sure the Yorick doesn't do any more damage. And that's going to be another team fight win for JD Gaming with Paige still alive. Another stun lands on a Tien, and it is an absolute wipe in the mid lane.
There we go. They get the mid-tier 1 as well. They're going to get flash from Light. They kill the Smolder, get Paige even more fed, and Scout has been landing so many impactful taunts here. He's getting multi-man taunts.
It's gone.
Yeah, I mean, Xiaohu's not going to contest it. He wants a couple waves on the bottom side. He wants to finish his Seraph, so come time for that Dragon in a minute and a half, maybe that Otacon in 3, that is where Weibo are going to have to make their stand. Can they enter? Bree's going to have to teleport in for this play. Scout as well. I don't know why we're going for this topside wave right now. Not only are you going to be late, he has to move now. You're going to see the teleport on the bottom lane wave. As long as JDG can stall this out, he's TPing.
Oh, immediately a snap engage onto Xiaohu. He's forced to half HP, but still alive for now. Crisp with a really nice grand entrance is going to be allowed for Shun to pick up the first kill of the fight. Light is not at 225 just yet, but that's going to be a big step forward here for the Smolder.
Have time to be able to do the Dragon and the Otacon, but if they're feeling frisky, they might leap. They've got a lot of damage. They definitely invested a lot towards the bottom side. They're going to give it up in trade. Same for Xiaohu. And there's no Mom to call upon.
Tien looking, hunting for some sort of steal. The Keeper's Verdict still on cooldown, so no way to get Shun out of the pit. In goes Scout. He lands a taunt on a 3. And that's going to be Otacon secured by Tien and Weibo Gaming. He will go down into the 1-for-0 so far, but here comes Shun with a call of the pack. It takes down the Rakan, and the public execution lands on a Breathe as well. JDG loses the Otacon, but they will surely win the fight.
And now it's going to be the Rift Herald on top of that. They're going to lose more. Light has 8 stacks before he has an execute, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. Weibo are going to need to survive another 3.5 minutes in this game because there's going to be a Baron they're going to have to fight for. There's going to be a Rod of Ages being completed. They need to get items onto Tien, finish that second item for your Poppy, and get right back into the fight. So much crowd control being stacked here by JDG that it is almost impossible for Weibo to really plant their feet and get that damage down that we were thinking here so that we walk into a Dragon Soul point fight feeling confident.
Sun is throw underneath the tier 2. A dangerous fight for JDG to try to go for on the dive, but they're going to do it anyway, and they take the Smolder down. It comes at the cost of Zhuo falling, and the Keeper's Verdict knocks away pace to make sure that they cannot find any more. It's a 1-for-1, but it's 80 carry for support, and JDG very happy with that. Flash over the wall and secure it with a smite. Still in the Keeper's Verdict, though. The battle lines are starting to be drawn.
All right, Breathe has to teleport back into this plane. There's no redemption anymore.
Oh, they might have found one onto Xiaoshu, chunked down to very low, but the Baron, the Dragon is still at 5k, and Shun is still hitting onto it. Tien has an opportunity to go into it. It's just going to be a 50-50. Who's going to get it? Secured once again by the Poppy, and they found Paze. It's going to be Breeze to pick up a massive shutdown for Weibo. And now Light on the Smolder can fully come online. Heroes enters to try to escape. It's going to be a knock-up on a Tien as they will take him down finally. But Weibo still have an opportunity to pick up more kills, to pick up more gold, and to send themselves into the mid lane to claim this tower.
Paze lost every one of his summoners. Xiaoshu misses the public execution. Another smite going the way of Weibo. Shun, we've had criticisms in series past about him missing smites. Back in almost level 11 here, so not a bad breakpoint coming on through. Scout is in perfect fog of war, gonna get spotted by Crisp. And just turn into a standoff. First waves does go over to JDG. They would most likely like to get a recall in, but this Baron timer is really tough. Zhuo is, I think, a little too far from his team right now.
Takes a big chunk of damage as well. And now it's the Alistar completely separated from the rest of the team. In goes Xiaoshu with the public execution, only on to Breathe, and Light's able to keep himself alive for now. The Mom comes out, and it will be Xiaoshu dying first. Zhuo dashes forward, but Light flashes away. It is now the Smolder untouched, but Paze is still half HP, still trying to stay alive. It's a double kill now. In for Light, looking for even more as Xiaohu flashes forward. Not able to finish off the Zeri, but in comes Scout, landing a knock-up, and it's Paze and Scout against the world, but Tien will find it. It's a quadra kill. Give it over to him. A penta kill for Light to save Weibo season.
Going in to the World Qualifying Series, Light is untouched in this fight. Paze, it's too hard for him to get into that backline.
Light, the man who's carried them through the gauntlet of the past. We already know the team fight started up. Is Zhuo way too far forward. He gets taken down by Xiaoshu. And Paze is dead as well. Light face taking though. Has a Guardian Angel pop. But it's not going to matter at all. As here comes the rest of Weibo Gaming. Scout finally will take the Smolder down. But it comes at the cost of a full ace for Weibo. They TP into the mid lane. And they're going to keep this series alive.
Oh my god. Zhuo's last 4 deaths have costed JDG this game. It was looking good. We had a 9-0 Zeri here. Ladies and gentlemen, Waybo are not going to go 3-0. It is going to be a 4-game series at the very least. Waybo are going to take us there, and they're going to find a win here in game number 4.
It looked like Waybo's season could have been coming to an end, but in the moment that matters most, they found their light at the end of the tunnel, and will pick up a game 3 win. To trying to find angles, whether it's in the mid lane while the 1-3-1's already been set up onto somebody like Pays, or maybe in the side lane you try to overload onto Xiaosu or Scout. It's actually now an opportunity to try to make something happen as the wave crashes in. A very important dive as Light has already dinged level 2. They go for the stun, but it's going to be the misfortune to flash over it. In goes Shun. It's going to be first blood, and nobody on JDG will fall as the turret hacker was juggled beautifully. They bought enough time though for Tian to arrive, but Pays flashes at just the perfect moment, and Zhuo will use his as well. JDG are all alive in the bottom lane.
Even if Xiaohu gets here, I mean, Scout has ultimate, right? Like, he can very easily make his way over. Has Ignite as well.
Oh, and it's Tian going back to base at just the right time, and in comes Scout with the gold card. The Ignite is ticking down the MF, and it'll take Light down. Waybo tried so hard to prevent that from happening. The impact that he's been having so far. It's going to be a tough game for Waybo to try to overcome. They're going to be able to get at least one of these grubs, but that's all that Tian's going to be able to pick up.
TF moves into Fog of War immediately. He's going to take control of mid. Is he? I mean, it's not like he's doing anything else. He has no ultimate. 2 grubs for JDG is a very, very good win. Both teams would like to be on the side lane, but I think for JDG, the fact that you have, or for Waybo's sake,
It's a good thing to do if you're the Lucian lane and you have that ultimate at the ready, especially if you have Prio. Just sit mid. It just gives your team so much pressure across both sides of the map, and JDG are using that to pick up this first dragon.
I mean, it's free. We'll see. Looks like Tian does want to try to get the smite steal, but you're playing into a Turing. As Vi, if you don't dash out or you don't dash away, you will just get hit with a dazzle. Looks like Zhuo does want to get a little bit frisky.
Stun doesn't connect onto Zhuo though, as Pays dashes forward and flashes straight into Light to land the stun. In goes the ultimate, as it'll keep JDG alive for now, but now Pays is way too far forward and will get taken down by Tian with the cease and desist. Zhuo the next target, as Xiaoshu is looking to hunt him down. The Akali will pick up another kill, and Waybo even up the score at 2. But Scout just gets so much gold, especially onto Xiaohu in the early stages of this game. Speaking of, going to be targeted here as in goes both global ultimates to try to take the Akali down as I say it. Scout's been able to leverage his lead very nicely throughout the series, and he finds another one here onto his opposing mid lane.
Is that just the turret? I mean, you have Tarek with these empowered auto attacks from his passive. That was a stun from Zhuo into gold card into the Pantheon. 0 counterplay from Xiaohu there, aside from just giving up the turret preemptively. What are Waybo able to get on the other side of the map? Because Tian goes in the top side jungle, maybe gets a camp, but isn't able to find all that much.
Very slowly, as JDG are more baiting for a fight than actually trying to take this objective down. Tian has been masterful at stealing these away all series. We'll see if he gets a chance to do it again. In goes Xiaohu with a perfect execution. They immediately lock down Shun and take him down, for the Cosmic Radiance can't even prevent any sort of invulnerability. Cease and desist onto Pays. He gets taken down by the double up of Light, and Waybo make magic happen in the Dragon Pit. They go 3 for nothing.
They'll probably just show on this wave, and that'll be the trade of objectives for the turret.
And Waybo making magic happen again here towards the bottom lane, and Scout just can't do anything about the damage and the crowd control issued by the mid-jungle duo of Weibo Gaming. That's another kill into their pocket. It'll come at the cost of the Rift Herald, but Waybo just going to get even more damage onto this bot lane tier 1 instead.
Look at the gold, though. Akali's going to get this entire turret for herself, and that'll be almost everybody from the side of Waybo having a gold lead over their opponents. They're going to see if they can make a dive onto Breathe, but he has the cannon barrage. They can very easily clear these minion waves.
Yeah, here comes Shun, immediately coming in with that Grand Starfall, but Breathe eats an orange and is going to keep himself alive for a little longer. The tower finally falls. Pays, his face taken to
What are we doing?
And he's just going to be taken down instantly. 80 carry for JDG out of the fight, and now they have all collapsed upon Shun. Pantheon down, double kill for Tian, and his domination on the top side of the Rift for Waybo.
And now they just used the Rift Herald. They got nothing for it. Oh my god, are we going to see the same thing? I feel like the writing is already on the walls here, Grapes. Are JDG about to have two best of fives? The bookend and the beginning. Chapter 1 and the final chapter for JDG. Alright, he's going to have to just join back in. Breathe and Jax on this side. Jax, I think, one of the first fights we're going to see Xiaoshu really join up with the team. Gold card being queued up here by Scout. Who does it land on?
Cannon Barrage pushes JDG away. They're going to have to just give this up unless Shun can find a steal. He has no flash. He's going to have to run in there right now as the Dragon is at 3,000 HP. In goes Xiaoshu, has the counter-strike, but a three-man Magnus Storm comes forward from Chris. The Dragon is secured on the side of JD Gaming, but it's going to be Pays locked up once again by the season assist. He flashes away though, and he'll be able to survive until Xiaohu with a perfect execution gives a double kill. Back over to Breathe on his signature pick in the GP. He's already done 3k damage in this fight. Can he find any more? There's no more Taric ulti. They're going to flash on to Paige. They're going to take down the superstar of JD Gaming, and only Scout remains. Xiaohu gets the final kill, and it's 5 kills over to Weibo.
They don't even get the Dragon. That is the only thing that is going in favor of JDG. Do they even win the game if they get a Mountain Soul?
I thought they have conquered those demons. But the Gauntlet Gods are still alive for now as the Otacon's been started up. It's at 5,000 HP. Shun found a steal around the Dragon. Can he find it here at the Otacon? He jumps forward.
Oh!
He takes it away again. And the Otacon belongs to JD Gaming. Xiaohu going forward. He has the Shroud to keep himself alive. Xiaoshu buying a lot of time, and the perfect execution of Xiaohu will take down the Jax. It is another 3 kills into the hands of Weibo, and they're still looking for their bottom lane counterparts. Pays still alive. He eats a full barrel from the side of Breathe. It's Crisp going down, but it'll come at the cost of his ADC, as it's another 4 kills in for Weibo.
That Pace can't hit. A great Shroud coming through for Xiaohu. They're chasing picture in picture.
Already the Cosmic Radiance to come out of Scout is just completely out of position. He gets taken down by Tien, but it's a trade 1-for-1 as Shun will get one right back. Pays comes forward with the culling. They take down Chris. This is now JDG's opportunity. They find a stun.
No way.
Onto Tien and force the to flash away. Xiaoshu dashes forward, but won't be able to find the kill. But instead, could have actually been a bad mistake. And Scout's going to Destiny back into the Baron pit. It's going to allow the objective to be secured by JD Gaming. And that is a big chunk of gold, a big cooldown.
Oh my god!
The Magnet Storm! Chris finds 3! It's a 1-for-1 though, but Pays is taken out once again. Lights untouched in this team fight. He's trapped in the pit, but he has a triple kill. He flashes over, but it'll eventually go down to Shun. And the Pantheon of JDG allowed them to reach new heights in the fight. Scout gets a double, and it's an ace for JD Gaming.
Lived. That could have been them having enough time, enough healing with his Bloodthirster to contest and stop JDG from getting Mountain Soul. But Baron at their backs, the fight win alongside this objective. Maybe, just maybe, this could be what JDG need.
Once again, as JDG start their assault on the bottom lane tier 2. They stun up Xiaoshu, but it still should be the structure going down as Weibo are going to retreat back to their tier 3. The gold cards were massive for Scout in that last team fight as well. We did not give it enough credit.
Crash start to break down the base of Weibo. These could be the last final moments of a Weibo team that has not missed being able to make worlds through the regional gauntlet.
I mean, this was such a Weibo favored game. We were preparing to call out for Silver Scrapes, but JDG won none of it. They found a beautiful fight, a beautiful start.
For a chance at Worlds.
And you know, Shun, seeing his former teammates on BLG lift that Silver Dragon trophy again.
Bin's waiting.
It must have put some sort of motivation into him. He even needed any more, as he is playing at an entirely new level to try to send JDG to a series against Invictus Gaming. But as we said, he gets caught up on the season assist. Going to be kept alive by the Cosmic Radiance, and already the Guardian Angel has been popped. A Magnus Storm is massive onto 4 members of JDG, but Xiaoshu in the back line will eliminate Light in a 1v2. Xiaohu is going to fall as the little tiger of Weibo will drop with a whimper. Weibo Gaming were the gods of the gauntlet for the past 2 seasons, but it's JDG who conquer the Titans today. They win the series 3-1 and will face off in a do-or-die match with Invictus Gaming tomorrow.
All right, it's time to see which BLG jungler deserves to be at Worlds. Is it gonna be Wei or is it gonna be Shun?
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.